Welcome back everyone. Just got back from dropping Sharon off at the airport. We were late getting away as always. We've got Bar here helping me today. It's substituted, aren't you? And of course we got a delay on the way there. We just pulled out onto our road track and there was a massive goat crossing, thousands of them, so that delayed us a bit, but fortunately she got a flight on time. Well, she got there alright, got through security. It wasn't too busy even though it's July, thankfully, so she's safely on her way. In the meantime, I've not got a lot of time. I've got an appointment tomorrow. I've got something else to do that's not for video, or for building the house, that is. I'm going to try and get these doors, this door and this side made for this, smarten it all up a bit. It's something useful, it's something that needs to be done. I may as well take the opportunity while we can't do much else to see if I can knock these up. So I've just picked up all the stuff I need on the way back, and basically I'm just going to put tongue and groove doors on, vertical. It should look quite nice. As you can see, the shelf's working well, it's fully loaded. The first thing I want to do is rip down some stops for the insides of these to stop the door shut and obviously to seal the light out and stuff and make it look pretty. I don't think I'm going to do the tops, I'll probably just each side. That's the first job. So I'm going to cut it out of this. This is 44 by 70 millimeters. Basically it's 2 by 3 that's planed, and that's the finished size. I want my piece to be my trims to be 20 by 25 millimeters. So this is 44. Looking at the blade on that, it's probably about 3 or 4 millimeters. It's going to give me, if I cut it exactly in half, it's going to give me 2 pieces that way. And then I'll just cut what I need off this side, and the rest will get used in the future, of course, like it always does. So I'll get the table saw out. There we go, 2 perfect pieces. I'm going to set one aside, so I should get all my lengths out of one. I just need to work this one out now and cut this into 25s, I think. I might actually, because it's 70, I might actually just take the round edge off it, because I like square edges. In fact, I think I will, yeah, I'll just whip them off, and then probably if I take enough off, I'll just be able to cut this in half then, which will give me 25. So if I take, 10 mil off that side and 10 mil off that side, no, a bit less to allow for my blade, 8 mil off that side and 8 mil off that side, and rip it right down the middle, that should be job done. So there it is, 54 mil, my blade's 4 millimeters wide, so if I cut this in half, I'll have 25, won't I? Yeah, I think so, yeah, it gets complicated. You've always got to allow for the width of your blade though when you're doing things like this. I'll recheck that calculation. I've just did it very, very quickly in my head. Set the saw accordingly, and then we'll have our battens ready. So there we go, we've got 2 of them. All I need to do now is cut them down to the required lengths, which I need to go and measure, swap the saws, and then get the nail gun out and get them stuck in. All I've got to do now is measure the lengths. I need 2 for this front, because remember I put the slidey shelf in, which is working great by the way. Says it's quite heavy. That's it. And yeah, 1 on the bottom, 1 on the top, and then 2 full lengths for that side over there. So I'll get these measured and go and cut them. So all my bits are cut. It's just a case of putting a bead of glue on the back and nailing them in place. What's that glue again? I can never get it open. It might be working today. Try that. Oh, it's not playing very well. Let's do this one and I'll clean it out so we get a better flow. Spill the drop on the floor. We'll get that with a cloth in a minute. Stick them on there, exactly where we want them. Perfect fit. Check it's in right. Perfect. And like a couple of nails in it. Right, I'll sort my glue out and get the rest of them in. Fab, they're all in. I can now make my doors. Another scorching hot morning. I'm not going to get anything done on my outside pointing today because it's Sharon's not here, so I'm having to take care of all the animals. They've all been fed, watered, walked, everything they need. They're all panned out now because it's that hot. So it's too hot for me to be outside to do that pointing, but I'm going to carry on with these doors. And I must say thanks all for your comments. I had so many comments about the fridge door. And yes, we're aware that you can reverse it, and we will be reversing it, so it opens that way when we find the kit to allow us to reverse it. It's in a safe place somewhere. It's just pretty super safe. We don't know where that safe place is, but I'm sure when it turns up, that'll be done. In the meantime, we're going to have to put up with it like this. Anyway, on with the doors. Right, I'm back in the workshop. I've got me tongue and groove here. They've actually banded this, which is good because it stops it from warping. And this remnant from yesterday, from when I made the doorstop, the reveal things, I'm going to use for the ledges. How perfect is that? It all comes in. I'm going to do the doors one at a time. The first door, the front one, is 600 wide exactly, and 870 high. It's best if you can work out how to use your timber, so you get the least amount of offcuts. I've got this, the 90, the finished area is 90, which means I'm going to need 7, which will give me 630. If I take 15mm off the outside ones, to take the tongue off and to take the groove off, that should give me a perfect 600. So first thing I want to do is cut me 9 lengths, 870mm. That's acceptable waste, firewood. Rather than measuring them all with a tape measure, I'm using the board to level the ends up, and then literally just draw a line across it, and actually cut line. A tip though, always make sure you use the same board to measure and cut them. Same with steel. If you do get a tiny discrepancy, by the end of you finish, you could be miles out. So there we go. So number 6. There we go, there's my 9 boards. Because a piece of timber will have a very similar grain all the way down it, to keep the look of the door quite nice, I just usually shuffle them a little bit like a pack of cards, just to mix them up. You can see those two there. If you put them, if you can see them alright, you don't really want them next to each other because they're very similar. So just mix them up a bit, mix them back, put them over there, look at them all. Excellent, that'll do. Pretty random shuffle. Right, so 630 divided by 90 is actually 7. So I've got 2 spare, that'll start me next door. Silly boy. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to actually put them together. And then I'm going to measure the actual thing to see how much I need to take off. Obviously again I need to take the groove off this side and the tongue off the other end. Well, sometimes when you put them together you do get a variation in the width. It depends on how tight this snug up. So if you have to fix them together first, then you can physically measure it and then you physically know what you've got to take off. So I'll get these done and we'll have a look. Right, so there it is. It is, I want 600, it's actually 623 at that end. $623 at that end, miraculously. So I want to take 23mm off it, which is, let's say 24mm, we're not to a millimetre. So 12mm off each side, off that one and that one. So I'll get the table saw out and just strip these down. I won't show you because you've seen it a million times. And I'll come back to you when I've done them. Right, so that's all in order. Now I need to cut my ledges. My ledges need to be slightly narrower than the actual door. If you remember that lip that I put on for the door to sit against, they need to go inside that. So they're coming out of this, I'll go and get them cut. Right, so I've squared my door up exactly on my table because I know that's square. I've positioned my ledges, they've got to be in exactly the right place. Now the problem I've got, I've got 20mm nails or 35mm nails. I don't really, because I've flipped this over, ideally my 20mm nail would be perfect to go through from that side, but my 35mm nail will go straight through everything, and my 20mm nail won't go through this one into that one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue it in place, let the glue go off and clamp it down really tight, and then flip it over and bang a few nails through it afterwards. So I've got my glue, clamping system. I think what I'll do, I'll put a bigger piece of timber right across the top and clamp it at both sides of the table. That should work. I'll see what I can find. A bit over the top, but it'll work. One on that side, and then one over this side. There we go. Smashing. Right, I'll get the other one done. Right, we'll let that dry and repeat the process for the other door, which is a slightly different size of course. So I'll get on with that one. Right, there we go. 2 doors set. Remember, I always say you can never have too many clamps. 2, 4, 6, 8 we've got in use at the minute. We'll probably still use some more. Right, excellent. Just let these dry now. Of course, our beautiful new doors are going to need some nice handles. So I'm going to attempt, I'm going to fashion some attempts. I'm going to bend some really simple handles, similar to the ones I put on the back door if you saw that video, out of this piece of bar. I'm just going to cut 2 lengths exactly the same, allowing for my bends. I've worked out how long they want to be, so I'm going to cut 2 identical lengths that we can use to fashion our handles from. And when I've cut them, I'm going to mark pen marks on them where I want the bends to be, to give me a guide to how to do it, and if that makes sense, because there's going to be a bend that way, a bend that way, a bend that way, one that way, and then one that way. So to get them all the same, it'll give me an indication of them. So all I'm going to do is stick them in the vise, and then beat them up with a hammer, making sure I bend them the right way. In fact, they might not even need a hammer will give a sharper bend actually. I'm going to get my hammer and get them knocked into shape. I'm bending them both together so I get them the same. So that's one side done. Just need to do the other side now. There we go. They're not too bad, are they? Rustic little handles. I'm just going to drill a hole in the end and to screw them on and then paint them black. Right, fab. By the morning everything should be dry and set solid. We get some nails in these. I'll flip the handles over in a little bit and paint the other sides, and then we can get our doors fitted. Sharon will be happy. Alrighty, so in the morning my handles are dry. I've given them a bit on the back the other day. Last night, looking alright actually those, I think. Put them down there in a safe place. The next thing to do is to take all these clamps off and see what we've got with our doors. Have a look at them. Crikey. Right, I'll get these undone and we'll have a look. Alrighty, they come out quite nice though, don't they? You can see them, get the light right on them. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to stick some nails through the front. It probably doesn't need them, but there's no harm in doing so. I'm gonna put that down a second. I'm gonna lay a piece of string across right on the centre of my ledge so I get my nails in a straight line basically. I'm just gonna string this, whatever it is, this stuff. Yes. I'm just gonna hold it in place with magnets. So I'll get that set up and we'll get some nails in them. Another handy thing at it, when you're fixing T&G, you want to fix either side of each joint, then that helps to stop them from bowing. Now these shouldn't because they're glued, but just good practice anyway. I'm using the 16 gauge nailer. I don't particularly like it. But for nails this size you have to get them an 18 gauge, and it tends to leave a little mark on the front as well, which I don't like, but I'm going to have to live with it. So let's see if we can get them in. I'm going to put two in the side here. Yeah, it's that little mark, nasty. And then I'm just going to run a line all along either side of the joints. That's one done. Get my string in position for the second one. Magnets are great on a metal bench. There we go, it's done. We'll get this one done and then we'll go and have a look at them. I've just noticed actually, you don't press down too hard with it. The other nail, the 18 gauge, if you press hard, it don't half fire them in. But if you don't press down too hard with this one, it doesn't mark them as badly, so that's pretty good. Always learning, you see. Right, I'll carry on. Okay, so my first door's in place. What I've done, I've just used different size packers under the stones to pack it where I want it, and the old brush technique which you've seen me use before is just holding it, stopping it from falling this way. There's a gap at the top because I'm going to put a new proper work surface on this at some point when we've done the rest of the work, and I've left it low there because I'm going to put a trim around the front and the sides to cover this gap there, if that makes sense. So that's the reason for that. So now, where's my thing? Oh, here it is. I'm going to put the hinges on, and I'm just going to use this awl, this beautiful awl, if you can see that. A friend of mine, a subscriber friend now, he's a wood turner, and he's got his own channel. So I said I'd give him a shout. He's made a few things for us, and you need to do a few more videos, Brian. But yeah, Brian's kindly made all this, especially. I absolutely love it and use it all the time. Basically, you pop it in, it's got a sharp point on it. Put your hinges exactly where you want for your hole, and make an indentation so it doesn't move or miss. So yeah, I'll put a link to Brian's channel. He's got his own channel. Did I just say that? Yes, I did, didn't I? I'll put a link in the description. Anyway, let's get these hinges on. Where are they? I think they're in my pocket. Then, can you see that? Am I obscuring myself? I'll tell you what, I'll get them fitted and then we'll have a look. Right, so they're on. We'll remove the brush, remove the packers, and get them out. It should come out alright. And that's it. See if it opens. There we go. One door. It now needs a handle and a catch on it. I'm just going to use magnets, a magnet catch on the top. I think I'm going to put the handle on that ledge there. Yes, let's have a look. How does that look? It even opens right back, out of the way, for good access. Fabulous. Once it's oiled, it should look a lot better because it still needs oiling. Right, one down, one to go. I've got a couple of lumps in the floor that are stopping my door from opening. I don't really want to cut the door down because some of them were quite high. It's easier to just knock them off, and they're only bits that have been infilled, so not really a problem. So I'll carry on. See if that works. Oops. Yeah, not getting there. There it is, problem solved. We want to get all the bits out of the way. Right, I'll carry on. Handle and magnet catch to do now. And there we go, done. 2 functioning doors, lovely. Just need a coat of oil on them now. And then that should blend them all in nicely. Of course, in time they'll all age down to the same colour. Always does wood. Brilliant, so very happy with them. I'll go and get some oil. I am of course getting massively ahead of myself because there's that gap at the back there. See the frame where I was going to put that plug socket. I need to get some TNG in that as well. Oh dear, it's never ending. Right, so I found it, I knew I had it. To make a strip to go down that outside there, pretty much the same pine. I just need to cut it down, fix a button on this side, or I might be able to just screw it straight through the edge and fix it in. Then we can cut the hole for the plug socket. Another place that's not easy to show you, but it's in. Right, now I can get on with the linseed oiling. I'm going to put the socket in later. I think we're going to live with it for a little bit to see if we actually need one there. It's all the wires are in place, so it's easy enough to connect them up in the future. So we'll see how we go with that. But for now, let's get it oiled. Yeah, I've got my brush, I've got my oil, I've got my cardboard. Stop me getting out on the floor. Let's do it. Start here on this post. Try not to oil the washing machine. Well, there we go. Another good job, well done. It'd be nice to see how that ages now, and all the detail of the wood comes out over time. Fantastic. Still got the top to sort out, of course. Gonna build another one because it looks a bit sad here on its own. Another one over there matching for that big sink. Remember that Chris and Lillian gave us. And speaking of Chris and Lillian, I'm going over there tomorrow to help them fit a door. They've got the door in the frame. It might need modifying, so I'll be taking all my saws and things and we're doing that. So I'll probably stick that in next week's video. Thursday's video, because I've got to pick Sharon up on Monday. She's back, yeah, I hope she likes the cupboard. Then we're going to be, it's hot outside, it's pushing 40 degrees out there. It's a lovely 24 in here, it never really changes. It's absolutely fantastic. We're so fortunate to have such a cool building. So we're probably going to be working in here, getting that built, getting these beams done, getting this place sorted out, getting it knocked into shape. Get it all finished off. So yeah, that's us, that's me for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Something a bit different, but then again, everything we do is different all the time. Thank you so much to all the people who've supported us. Thanks to all the subscribers. Welcome to all the new subscribers, and we'll be back on Thursday.